Namaskaram, my name is S. Ashok Kumar. Welcome to my channel. In this part, I am going to continue the monosaccharides. Now, I am going to explain cyclic forms of monosaccharides. So, actually, when we speak about the cyclic forms of monosaccharides, actually two cyclic forms are there. One is a pyranose, because the name deriving from the pyron. Second type of cyclic structure is a furanose, deriving from the structure called as a furon. Now first I am going to explain how to draw pyranose structure from a open chain structure. Okay. Now you can see one structure here. So directly I wrote the structure, it is a D-glucose. Why? Because D sugars are most common. I already mentioned the OH group on last symmetric carbon atom is at the right side. Okay. Now here there are two cyclic forms are there. There are two forms, the things that I will explain. Now here I am explaining the how pyranose structure will draw. Within the pyranose and within the furanose there are two different forms are there. That I will explain. So here this one first we have to draw. Now I am going to draw structure called as a alpha D glucopyranose. Carefully understand this one. Which ring we are going to draw? Pyranose. Which sugar? Glucose. Glucose is an example of aldohexose. 6 carbon with aldehyde as a functional group located at first carbon. D means what? Capital D. OH group on last symmetric carbon atom at the right side. Alpha, that I will tell you. First we have to draw the pyranose structure like this. These structures you should practice to understand the polysaccharides. Okay? After writing, we have to give the numbering. Always remember, we have to start ring number with a functional carbon number. This is belongs to glucose, this glucose belongs to aldose sugar. In aldose sugar, where is the functional carbon? That is the first carbon. That is why ring number has to start with a functional carbon. That means if you are writing the aldose sugar, you should start the ring with a number 1. If you are writing the keto sugar, you should start the ring with a second. First carbon followed by second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth. This is the oxygen, okay na? Now sixth carbon, C6. Let it be. After writing, D is a constant because D sugars are most common. Next, alpha. What is actually here there are two anomeric things are there, anomeric carbons, alpha carbon and beta anomeric carbon. What is the difference, you know? Somewhere edge I will write, you have to concentrate there. If you are writing alpha ionomer, the OH group on functional carbon, I will explain. OH group on functional carbon represent towards the down. If you are writing the beta sugar, beta anomeric form, represent OH group towards the up. Which ionomer we are going to write? Alpha ionomer. Na? Alpha ionomer means what? OH group on functional carbon towards the down. This is the functional carbon na? Towards the down. OH group. Now you can compare. This is the functional carbon. Yes, sir, you forget about this one. Now comes to the second carbon onwards. After functional carbon. After functional carbon, for example, if OH group, if it's the right side, we have to make towards the down. If OH group, if it is the left side of you have to make it to up. Now understand, this is the second carbon. OH group, is it right side of you or left side of you? Right side na? Right side means what? Down. See this one. Next, this is the third carbon. OH group is at left side. Left side means what? Up. Now fourth carbon. OH group is at right side. Right side means what? Down. Now finally you reach it to the last symmetric carbon atom. Yes or no? Here what is happening, you know? This carbon. This carbon. Here what is happening, you know? You will get a small doubt. This is a functional group. This is a functional carbon. Here there is no OH group in open chain structure. But while we are writing the cyclic form, we wrote OH group on the functional carbon. From where this OH group is coming on the functional carbon, you know, is very simple. When the ring is forming, this double bond will shift to here. So automatically carbocation, this is a negative charge. This OH group acts as a nucleophile. This OH group on the last symmetry carbon atom shifted to the carbon. Now here it become a OH group, yes or no? After that it become a single bond now. This carbon through this single bond, see this is already, this OH group already okay. See this one, this oxygen is attached to the carbon. See here, this is the first carbon, this is the fifth carbon. This is the first carbon, this is the fifth carbon. This is oxygen connected through oxygen. Okay na? Here the difference is here, and the first carbon OH group is coming, that is a OH group. You have to understand very clearly. So there is no OH group on last symmetry carbon atom, because while the ring is forming, the OH group on last symmetric carbon atom is shifted onto the functional carbon. Now this is already over. Next this one, CH2OH. CH2OH. This is a simple structure of alpha D glucopyranose. One more anomeric form I will show you. That's very simple. That is a beta D glucopyranose. Now I am asking you which ring we are going to draw? Pyranose. So you have to practice pyranose structure. Then which sugar we are going to draw? Glucose. Glucose is a aldohexose. Aldehyde functional carbon is at 1. We have to start ring numbering with a 1, followed by 2, 3, 4, 5, followed by 6. Aldohexose. Which anomer? Beta anomer. OH group on functional carbon towards the up. Remaining same to same. Second carbon OH group on the right side. Right side means down. Third carbon OH group on the left side. Left side. Fourth carbon right side means down. You reach to the last symmetry carbon. OH group already represented on the functional carbon. Last carbon CH2OH. If you observe very clearly, this is the glucose, this is also glucose, no doubt about it. D-glucose, D-glucose, but there is a difference. This is the alpha D-glucopyranose, this is a beta D-glucopyranose. That means alpha means OH group on functional carbon represent towards the down. If it's a beta anomer, OH group on functional carbon represent towards the up. In a similar way, I am going to explain two more ring structures, that is along with the pyranose. Pyranose also I am going to explain by taking the different example. Glucose, I am going to explain pyranose structure by taking the D-galactose. See this one. If you observe clearly, glucose and galactose both are belongs to epimers. Means they differ around only one carbon. So here between the glucose and galactose only difference is the fourth carbon. Okay. Now I am going to explain the pyranose structure with reference of the galactose. First I am going to draw alpha D galactopyranose. Okay? Which ring we are going to write pyranose structure? You have to practice, okay? Which number we have to start? 1. Why? Because galactose is a aldose sugar. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Because it is also hexose. Which anomer? Alpha. Means OH group on functional carbon towards the down. Next you can start. Second carbon is at right side. Right side means down. Third carbon is at left. Means up. Fourth carbon is also left. Means up. You reached the last symmetry carbon atom. The OH group is shifted to the functional carbon while in the ring formation. The last carbon is a CH2OH. Simple one. So this is alpha D galactopyranose. If you compare alpha D glucopyranose and alpha D galactopyranose, only one difference only you will get. That is with reference of the fourth carbon. If a fourth carbon on the hydroxyl group, if it's a down, that is a glucose. If a fourth carbon OH group is upside, that is a galactose. Same I am going to explain beta D galactopyranose. Same you can draw now. How? Pyranose. After writing the ring, you should not forget to give the number. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Beta, OH group on functional carbon up. Second carbon right side. Third carbon left side. Fourth carbon also left side. Last carbon CH2OH. See this one. This is a D-galactopyranose. This is also D-galactopyranose A. But this is alpha ionomer. This is a beta ionomer. OH group on the functional carbon down, that is the alpha ionomer. OH group on functional carbon, if it is a up, that is belongs to beta ionomer. After explaining the pyranose structure, now I am going to explain the furanose structure by taking one sugar. Observe how many carbon atoms are there? 6 hexose. What is the functional group? Keto. Located at the second carbon. So ketohexose. What is our most known ketohexose? That is a fructose. That is a D-fructose. Now I am going to explain the furanose structure by taking the D-fructose. So here I am going to draw alpha D fructofuranose. Which ring we are going to draw? Furanose. Then which sugar? Fructose. Fructose is a keto. That you have to remember. D is a constant alpha anomeric form. First ring we have to practice. Furanose. After that, what we have to do? Numbering. Which number we have to start? That is our second. Why? Because the functional carbon in fructose, that is a second carbon. We have to start ring number always with a functional carbon. In fructose, the functional carbon is a second. Followed by 3, 4, 5. Because fructose is also hexose, I am writing this is a 6. Then after that, which one is a alpha? Alpha means OH group on functional carbon. Second of functional carbon towards the down. But this is over. What about the first carbon? That is the CH2OH. That we have to represent towards the up of the second carbon. See this one. So first carbon over, second carbon over. Third carbon OH group is at left side. Left side means what? Up. Fourth carbon is at right. That is at down. Now finally reaches to the last asymmetric carbon. OH group shifted onto the functional carbon. That we wrote on the functional carbon. Last carbon, that is a CH2OH. Same way I will write. Beta D fructofuranose. Beta D fructofuranose. See, furanose. Which ring? Furanose. Which number we have to start? Second. Why? Because fructose is a keto sugar. Third one, fourth, fifth, sixth. Because fructose is also hexose sugar. Which ionomer? Beta ionomer. OH group on functional carbon? OH. So this is over. What about the first carbon? CH2OH. This is the first carbon. This is the second carbon OH. Third group is a OH. Fourth one right side down. This one is already last asymmetric carbon OH group already we represented. Last carbon is a CH2OH. This is a structure of beta D fructofuranose. So one more furanose structure I am going to explain by taking the ribose. Now I represented one sugar. First you can understand this one. How many number of carbon atoms are there? 5 carbon means a pentose. What is the functional group? Aldehyde. Located at the first carbon. So aldo pentose. What is the example? That is a ribose. D-ribose. That is why ribose is an example of aldopentose. Why I am telling ribose? You should understand. Ribose is a very important component of the nucleic acid. That is a nucleotide structure. Now I am going to draw two forms of anomers. That is alpha D ribofuranose. Which ring we are going to write? Furanose. Which is sugar? That is a ribose. Ribose is a aldose. Now first furanose structure. Which number we have to start? Is it start with 1 or 2? So many persons will think we have to start with the 2. That is wrong. We have to start with the 1. That is the last time I am telling. We have to start always ring number with a functional carbon number. If you are writing the aldose sugar, start with a 1. If you are writing the keto sugar, starts with a 2. So 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Where is the 6th carbon? No need to show the 6th carbon because ribose is a pentose. 5 carbons only present. Which ionomer? Alpha. OH group on functional carbon? Down. First carbon over. Second carbon OH group right side. Down. Third carbon OH group also right side down. Now we reach to the last symmetric carbon atom. OH group is shifted into the functional carbon. Last carbon is a CH2OH. See, simple one. This is the alpha D ribofuranose. Next, beta D ribofuranose. Furanose structure. Which number? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Beta. OH group on the functional carbon up. Right side down, last carbon CH2OH. This is a beta D ribofuranose. Now I am asking you, so ribose is a part of nucleic acid. So that is especially to the RNA. Which form of ribose is a part of RNA? That is a beta D ribofuranose. That is a part of RNA. For example, very simple. If I remove this one, what is this structure? That is a beta D 2' deoxyribofuranose. This is a part of DNA. That is why. So till now I explained about the different cyclic structures of monosaccharides. Now based on these cyclic structures, now I am going to explain, in the next parts I am going to explain about the disaccharides and polysaccharides. That is why before going to study about those higher level di and polysaccharide, you should practice as the different cyclic structures of monosaccharides. So till now if you understand the concept, please like and share these videos to your friends and subscribe our channel. If you have any doubts about this chapter, for the NEET exam or board exams, you can comment below. Definitely I will respond to your questions. Thank you.